Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of a Pretty Little Podcast. I'm Allie, Violet Vixen Commissaro, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host Jessie.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. We're excited to welcome back Dennis Mikula, Ghostpath, to the show. Ghostpath has carved out a unique and unmistakable sound in the metal scene, blending raw emotion with ethereal melodies and crushing intensity. He's back with a highly anticipated new album, Rose Thorn Necklace, set to release on Nuclear Blast Records. Set to release, we'll be diving into Ghostpath's latest single, the creative process behind the album, their relentless touring schedule, and much more. Dennis, welcome back.
Hello.
Yay.
Thanks for having me back.
Yay. Thanks for coming back. Your new single, Rose Thorn Necklace, debuted on February 21st. What can you tell us about the inspiration behind the track?
Well, it started out with the first riff you hear in the song. I've had that riff for a while, and I would like use it when we were like sound checking on stage and stuff. I just like play through it. So I always knew I wanted to use that riff. So it kind of started with that. And I mean the track itself is just about like uh killing yourself in the bathroom. And
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like the band.
Yeah. And then yeah, like someone who's banging at the door trying to get in while you're doing that.
I love that you kept the riff in your back pocket because I feel like I meet so many people, they're like, "I've been saving this riff since ninth grade," and I love that when you're like, "You know what? It's your time. You're going in."
Yeah,
Um,
I try to write like multiple different songs with it, but this is the one that came out on top, I guess. So,
I love it. The full album, also titled Rose Thorn Necklace, is set to release May 9th. What can fans like me expect from this record compared to your previous releases?
um, say in general, it sounds a little bit more like Funeral, like our
Yeah.
first record, because I wrote it all by myself, kind of the same way I did Funeral.
Mhm.
The only difference between this one and that is this is real drums. I had Mike Heller do the drums for this. Um, I think he did a really good job. He's a
The drum sounds so fucking good. And when you go on the YouTube comments or like for Rose Thorn Necklace, it's like one of the first things you see over and over again, or when you look up reviews for the song, people are like, them drums be bumping, dude. Absolutely killed it. So I love
Yeah,
it.
they
Personally.
were programmed initially, like, just to write it, and then we kinda collabed on it, so I showed him the tracks with my programmed drums, and then
Yeah.
he would come back with, like, real parts, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I like this part, I don't like this part," so it's kind of a collaborative effort between.
I love the good
What are
collab.
some of the comments that you've heard from fans about your last release?
Um, I mean, it's all been really positive, which is kind of a new thing for me because usually we have, like, some people are like, "Oh, I don't like this isn't like your other stuff," or whatever, but it's been, like, overwhelmingly positive, which is really cool. Um, I don't know, people are saying, I don't know, it's just, like, beautiful or, like, they really like the melody of it and stuff like that.
Think that you guys have like carved out such a unique space for yourselves, like I said in like the intro in the metal community, where I don't know, you expect this like beauty and sadness at the same time with these like also your vocals like I was like listening to them, I was like next level, like the shit that you're doing right now. I was like blown away.
Oh, thank you.
I'm like so excited. But I'm excited. I'm personally invested in excited in this album release. I'm like, oh, I counted 9 tracks. Are there any specific themes or concepts that tie the whole album together, or anything that served as a catalyst for shaping the album's direction? You mentioned that opening riff. Did that inspire the whole album, like throughout, or are there any themes that kind of carry throughout the album?
Um, yeah, as far as the music goes, some of these are riffs I've had for a while or, like, uh little songs that I had that I was originally kind of writing for my side project, but I
Mhm.
kind of like pulled everything together that fit together for Rose Thorn Necklace. I mean, the idea was just I don't know, I was like super depressed and just kind of wrote like I mean, if you look at the lyrics, they're like really
Yeah.
sexual and gross and like romantic at the same time. So I was like playing with that contrast kind of. So
Yeah.
like I don't know. I had like a storyboard written down. I had like grotesque, gothic, sexual, romantic, beautiful, failed Rorschach test, mental illness music. I don't know. That was kind of like all the things in my head when I was writing it. So I just think of like I don't know, what if like a serial killer or a messed up person was like writing love letters or stuff like that. I just
This
wanted to get really graphic
I
with
was
it.
thinking of Jigsaw
I was
as you
thinking
were
of
describing it.
Nosferatu, like, I was like, those are the like, the new Nosferatu movie that just came out, like, I was like, "This should have been the fucking soundtrack, baby." You know? Like, it's giving them vibes, like, hot, horny, bounce on that thing, and, like, sad, all
Mm.
in one, all encompassing, and I'm like, "Bangers only." That's why we play Ghost Bath up in this house and cry. But, what was I gonna say? Were there any songs on Rose Thorn Necklace that took a completely different direction than you originally intended?
Um, Trying to think through the tracks. I mean, like the recording process was kind of really intense and really
Yeah.
focused. Like within like 2.5 months, I would just basically wake up, walk to my office right where I'm sitting here, and like get out my guitar and just work on it for like 12 hours a day or something. And then I'd like pass out here. Then I just wake up and do it again and again. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I think like I just like kept tweaking things so much. I don't think anything like turned out differently other than like the drums because that was
Mhm.
like, working with someone else and his ideas. So I think he made a lot of the parts a little bit heavier. Um, Especially on like, I don't know, while I tried drowning, that one he like
That
really intensified it. And Stamen and Pistol too, he really intensified that. I think other than like being a little bit more heavy and like the his drumming's more chaotic than programmed drums. Yeah, at least that I could program them. Those are the only two real differences or surprises, I guess.
You were
I
really hard on yourself with this album. I remember the last time you were on, like, you really were focused on making this the best it could be. Were there any that almost didn't make the cut?
Oh yeah, I have like 50 songs sitting around. So yeah, it's just a matter of which ones I thought like fit this theme specifically.
I
Oh my
remember
god, you wanna see Jessie light up, just tell her that you're adding another a mystery song on there.
I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan. I remember we were like months and months ago we were talking and I was like, I'm crying to Ghost Bath. And you were like, I'm crying to Ghost Bath right now, trying to finish this album. I was like, damn, the dedication that you have to like just cranking that thing out was like I have so much respect for you as an artist. Um your song, well, do you incorporate any influences on or musical elements that you haven't on this album that you haven't in previous albums? Like any new instruments, any new influences?
I think my use of the synth in this one is definitely different. Like I have like dancey sounding synth in this, which I
Yeah.
don't really have previously. I was kind of going for more life lover feeling, even though it probably
Yeah.
doesn't really sound like life lover. It's just kind of the idea I had in my head for it, and some shining influence too,
I love that.
especially on Dandelion Tea.
Mhm.
Kind of went for more of a shining sound. So,
Is there
Was there
anything that you'd like to explore in the future? Like any instruments or elements?
Um, I don't know. I like keeping it as like simple and minimal as possible, and like seeing what I can do. Just guitar and drums. So I don't like to pick random instruments and stuff like that. I mean, I've done it in the past, and if I do it, it would be like one part of one song just to like bring some contrast or something.
I think that you have, like, such a distinct sound. Like, one of the things that you told me last time I had you on was that you wanna be able to turn on your music and then have somebody be like, "I know who this is." And Ghost Bath has such a good way of doing that. Like, if somebody's playing Ghost Bath, I know it's Ghost Bath within the first, like, couple seconds of a riff because you guys have this melodicness to it that you don't get from and I am a, like, a post black metal or black metal connoisseur, and, like, you're not getting it from the Black Keys, or you're not getting it from, like, post black metal, you're not getting it from the Alchemists, you're not getting it from the Death Heaven, you only get, like, this certain, like, emotional it's like the rawness emotional and, like, also, like, it's never as pretty as Ghost Bath, like, it just hits different. So, I feel like ever since you told me that, like, it really changed my perspective to the fact that I'm like, I can immediately recognize a Ghost Bath song, like, anytime, like, first couple seconds of hearing it in passing. And I'm like, that's something that I feel like is so impressive to me that you've managed to find such a a defining sound, but also such a unique sound that is like unmistakable. And like, so I get like,
It's like an evolving
yeah,
signature.
like it's like a such a signature sound. I'm like, it's absolutely impressive to me. I don't think anyone else is doing what Goes Fast is doing, what you're doing in the game right now. And it's just like mind blown. Um,
Well, I think yeah, it's just about like finding your voice. Like I think everyone is capable of doing that because like everyone has their own unique experiences and influences through their life. Like no one will have the exact same as you. But
yeah.
the what's hard is like trying to write with that voice and like not trying to copy things or trying to make it sound a certain
Mhm.
way, trying to force it because that's where you kind of I don't know start sounding like other people. And I think
Yeah.
I've been playing guitar since I was 12, so I just like kind of developed that over time and that ability to sort of just do my own thing, I guess. And like when I
What song did you
sent it,
learn on the guitar?
what?
What was
What
the
was the
first song
first?
you ever learned on the guitar?
Um,
It's like smoke in the water.
well, okay, other than like my first teacher was a jazz uh
Oh.
guitarist. So
Mhm.
he taught me like a bunch of like bossa novas and stuff like that. But as far as like learning like tabs of another song, the first song I learned was Fountains of Wayne. What was their hit?
Was this Stacy's
Stacy's
mom?
Mom.
Who
Yeah.
you like
That was the
him?
very first song I learned like through a tab.
That's fun. I when I first started playing bass, I think I was like, I was Chili Pepper Maxine. I was like, I'm gonna be the next Flea, and I was like, "Burn, dur, 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 dur." But I feel like everybody's got and doing all the Black Sabbath songs. It's like, oh, they had great bass lines.
I keep
Um,
seeing a Hello Kitty guitar and I'm like, man, that's so awesome. It makes me want to learn how to play guitar, but like I have no patience and like
I like to say I learned bass because I was like, I can't do more than 4 strings. I don't have the capacity for that. I'm like,
I
that's
played a
it.
triangle.
Yeah, Allie did play the triangle and she fucking wailed on that thing. Um, I was going to say, did you feel like you had to push yourself with this release, coming from Self-Loather, which is chef's kiss, phenomenal album. Did you feel the need to push yourself even farther with the Rose Necklace? Like, was there a pressure to be like, this release needs to be more intense, heavier?
Um, I mean, not that specifically. I wouldn't say like more. I just say different. I try to write like a new record every time. I don't want to write the same exact album. So I definitely want to push myself to make it unique, make it
Mhm.
its own sound. Um, Obviously still keeping, the Ghost Bath sound to it. But yeah, I don't know. This one I like really tweaked things way more than normal. I don't know if it was because I was feeling so down, so I was just like, I'm just gonna like put all this energy only into focusing on like working on this, so I don't have
Yeah.
to think about anything else. Maybe. Um,
I feel
yeah.
like
I don't know.
you can feel like how much went into this album just in general because there's like a thoughtfulness. Like everything's very thoughtful and at like the melodies, like everything is just like, I don't know, you can tell that you put so much effort and so much time into it and like almost hyper focused on it because they're just like, I feel like there's like Easter eggs in the way that I'm like, this sounds layered with this sound, which goes into this ref, and it's like very like the progression of Rose Thorn Necklace, single in itself is just like very well thought out. It's not riff salad. If it's like really well executed, and it's like almost like the opening riff is incredible, and it ends with that. It ends with this outro riff that I'm like I was just like, "Damn, Dennis knows what he's doing." So I can definitely see that the time you sunk into this, you can audibly listen to it and be like, "This is just gonna be my album review." And be like, "It's really good, go buy it."
Yeah,
Uh,
I think my favorite thing to do is like chord progressions and like transitions to different parts, like how like the previous chord into the next one is like where you really get like that feeling,
yeah.
and like
I
the building and release of tension. Those are the 2 things.
That is what you are I was literally about to say that. You're so good at that. And some of my favorite artists are like the ones that like because I listen to a lot of just like brutal assault, like death metal and stuff like that. But then you have bands like Ghostface, you have bands like Horrendous and stuff like that. And you guys are so good at like building this tension so that when it like it's like you build this wall of sound, especially with your vocals, and then you let you let your songs breathe because like so you could feel the intensity more almost like
You need to write reviews for Ghost Bath.
I need to I should I yeah I
Like,
could
just go on everything and just
oh my
literally just go on your you yeah, she will talk about you whenever she gets a chance. Like,
I
somebody will
will.
sit there talking about something else that has nothing to do and she's like, "Ghost Bath, they're amazing, blah, blah, blah."
I was like I know their entire discography but I was like somebody get Decibel on the phone. I've been trying to write for them.
Oh, Decibel hates us. Don't talk to them.
Really.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, they're from Philly, so I'm always like, "Get them on the line." Once I get in the door there, then the turnover will happen. I'll be like,
Yeah, yeah. You can like
"Shit."
make them ghost bath positive or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I even talked to Nuclear Blast about it. They're like, "Yeah, we probably just not even gonna hit up Decibel." I'm like, "Yeah, probably they hate us." So.
No, not my hometown magazine.
Well, we're not like death metal, so they don't like
I
it.
know, I know. Don't worry. Once I get in there, eventually, I'm gonna do some campaigning. I'll be at my desk. I'll have a little my little ghost path flag over it. I'm like, I'm here and I'm ready to rave
You'll
about.
be fired immediately.
Yeah, I know.
The
They'll be like,
Metalverse was looking for a writer, Jesse.
who?
The Metalverse?
I'm whatever. I'm like, Dennis put a good word in for nuclear blast. I'm willing to switch teams. Yeah. Oh my god. So funny. You have been touring constantly. I feel like you've been touring for like 2 years straight, hitting 4 continents this year. How have you balanced the demands of touring with writing and recording this
So yeah, I mean, it's gotten in the way for sure because obviously our last album came out way back in 2021 and we've
album?
been touring so much we just haven't been able to write anything new. So I kind of had to like force it in. Like when I got back from the Of Sulfur Mental Cruelty tour
Mhm.
last year, about a year ago, it's like, okay, I need to like get new music out. So that's why another reason why I probably like got so intense into finishing this album because like I wanted to put something new out.
Yeah.
Um, so I just did it myself because trying to do it as a full band takes a long time too. You have to like go out to a studio. I have to like fly out to jam with them in Minneapolis or wherever we want to do it.
Yeah.
So, which
Did you feel that added pressure, the fact that you were doing it, like, more on your own? Like, did you feel that pressure, or was it just all around easier?
I love writing and yeah, I mean, it's like my favorite part of being in a band. So to me, it was like a good thing. Like I don't know, I don't feel any pressure. Like I wrote the EP, Funeral, Moon Lovers, Star Mourner, this one all myself. So I'm kind of used
I love that he just said that that's his favorite part. We always ask, it's like one of our questions now, like, we ask, like, "What's your favorite part?" Like, songwriting, recording, or performing, and I think you're the first one that said songwriting. We've had a
I
couple that have said all 3 or, like,
I just have to say that I love seeing Ghost Path live. Um, and I've had a couple people message me and been like, "Oh, I've seen them," and like, their singer is like puts on like the most insane show, and they're such a good band. And I'm like, I know.
Wait, the last time I was on, was that before or after that Philly show where I, like, wrecked my ankle?
That was last time you were on.
I think it was before.
It was
I think it was
before,
right
and when I
before.
came and hung out with you at the last one too, because I've seen you twice. I saw you the show that I met you at, and then I saw you, then you came on, and then I came out and saw you, and then you fucking wrecked your ankle, and then you were like, "I absolutely destroyed myself," and then I was like, "Haha, Dennis, you're so funny," and then you were like, "No, I actually did that," and then you sent me a fucking picture of it, and I was like, "Holy shit," and you were like, "I was on crutches for weeks." I was like, damn, that
Yeah, I
was
didn't
What
break it. I
happened?
don't know. I got it X-rayed.
it was like black and blue alley, like
What happened?
Okay, so, let's see how to start this. Well, we had, like, our own mead made,
yeah,
a
I
honey wine, the
Okay.
Moon Lover mead. It was really good, and, there's, this place from Delaware called Brimminghorn
Mhm,
Meadery. They brought us a bunch of cases to the show, so we were all, like, drinking a ton of that. When I was on stage, I got, like, really into it, and I was pretty drunk, and the second to last song, I decided I wanted to climb on top of my
uh-huh,
so I went to climb on top, and above me, there's, like, a shelf with drums on it that I wasn't paying attention to, so I tried to stand up, but the shelf didn't let me, and so I fell forward, and my amp fell on me, my guitar cable snapped off, and I was like, "Well, we're done."
Oh
So I
my
just,
god,
like
what did everybody do? Did they help you, or did they just keep
or
going?
Dennis was like, "Time to go," like, he was like,
yeah,
"Time to roll
I
the fuck."
stood up and I looked at the rest of the band and I was like, "We're done. We can't play the next song." I was like, "My cable snapped, the amp's fucked." So I
Yeah.
just, like, got off the stage and, like, limped outside, I think.
Yeah, you limped outside. Somebody finished your song. Was it like your merch person or somebody?
Oh,
Some
yeah, he had, like, a vocal part on that. So, yeah, when our merch guy goes up, he does, like, a guest vocal part. That's when I decided to climb on the
I
amp
was
because he
like,
was
"He
at the
sounds."
microphone.
I was like, "He
Yeah.
sounds good. He sounds pretty good." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I didn't expect that." I was like,
Oh
"Sounds."
my goodness.
Yeah, I was like, and I was like, "Haha, are you okay?" And Dennis was like, "No, no, I'm not okay. I need to." You're like, "I need to walk this off real quick," and everybody was just like, "What the fuck happened?" And it was funny because like a couple hours beforehand, we were smoking cigarettes, just like hanging out, being like, "Oh, like I haven't seen you in a year. How are you?" Blah 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 blah. We're having a great time. And then it's like, "This mead fucking kicks." You're like, "It's," and everybody was like, "It's mead time." Like, and that was like the result, like a couple hours later. But I'll
I would
definitely,
have been fine if that drum shelf wasn't above the amp.
yeah, I know you
I
would have.
hit that. What
You
did the crowd do after I left? I don't even know what
the
happened.
crowd after you left, everybody just kind of was like, "What just happened?" Everybody was just like, "What just happened?" And then I think it was like you you fell, got hurt. I was initially really concerned. I was first at first I was just like, Dennis is funny. He's all right. And you were like, no, I'm not all right. And then you were like, I'm gonna walk it off. So you just like were like trying to walk it off. I'm sure you couldn't walk it off because it looked horrible a couple days later when you sent me a photo of it. And I think your guitarist was just like, "What the fuck was that?" And you were like, and you were like, "Oopsie poopsies, guys. I'll be all right. I'll walk it off." And then I think you texted me later that day, like,
You should have just stopped him like, I was gonna turn into a bat, but it didn't work.
"Work." Yeah, yeah. I think you texted me a couple days and you were like, "Oh no, I fucked the shit up, man. I actually fucked it up." I was like, "Oh no." You're like, "I gotta finish up the tour with this thing." I was like, "Oh no." But that was like weirdly, one weirdly memorable. Also, I was at a show like a year later, and somebody was like, "You remember when Dennis fell off the amp?" And it was a totally different band. It was like, it was I was seeing The Witcher like a year later, and like I guess somebody from that tour was just like, "Yeah, last time I was in Philly, Dennis fell off the amp." And I was just like, "He did." And I was like, "That was a fun night, except for him." But I had a great time. And they were like,
I had fun. I thought it was good.
yeah, I had a great time. It was almost it's a memory we will always have. Is so
You
you
know
gotta
what? It only goes towards your reputation, though. They're all like, "Dude, this guy's badass." Like, he climbed up the
Yeah,
amp.
gets drunk and falls. Yeah.
this guy gets drunk and falls in the worst load in Philadelphia, fucking Milk Boy.
Oh god, yeah.
Um, God, I miss you. Like, I genuinely like. I'm saying this to you as a person. I miss you. I would love if you came back to Philadelphia. Like every time you guys announce a tour, I get like, I'm like, oh, um, because I do miss you as a person. We have so much fun when you're in Philly. So, and you're a good friend. You're my good friend, and I do care about you. And so it's just like seeing your success too. Like I get it. I get it. Like you're very famous now. But I would love to see you sometime. So and just like as a fan also, like Ghost Bass. If you are listening to this and you are like, should I go see Ghost Bass? Go see Ghost Bass. They put on some of the best fucking performances you'll ever see. And with musically, vocally, the crowd's amazing. And it's just like I would like to say it's a spiritual experience when you go to a Ghost Bass show. So um yeah. My
Have you ever
next
had a cry pit?
I know the cry pit. I'm crying in the pit.
I just found out about that the cry pit's like a thing. Have you ever had a cry pit start at any of your shows?
It's me crying to convince
I think every single show
Other than
we
Jesse.
played, someone came up, they're like, "Oh, I was crying."
yeah.
Like, sometimes it gets really intense, like, people will be, like, on their knees in front of me, like,
Oh
bawling
my
their eyes out.
god. That's crazy. Good for them. Letting it all out. We all letting it
Mhm.
all out at the Ghost Bass show. I was gonna ask, does being on the road influence your songwriting, or do you prefer to write when you're stationary?
Yeah, I don't even think about writing when I'm on the road. It's just, like, a different mindset,
Yeah.
just like a party, rock and roll on the road,
Rock
and
and
then
roll, baby.
I
That's
get home and I'm like, "Oh, now I'm home now, what do
You're like, I sit, I write, I sit in my dark room. It's that meme, just like I sit in my room and I smoke my e-cigarette and cry. But
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. Are there any standout moments from this recent tour that have stuck with you? Besides falling off the amp, but that was a couple tours ago.
Yeah, um, I don't know, a lot of fucked up stories that I don't even know if I should like talk about. Let me think.
Okay. Are there any
Um,
funny ones? I now remember the one time you were like, this guy, drunk guy, just hopped in our van and pulled the door open. That one always stuck with me. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
oh yeah, he's like peeing out of the van.
Yeah, peeing out of the van.
Wait,
Yeah,
he hopped in your van to pee out of the van?
um, where were we? I think we're in like Houston or something, and we're all just like hanging out, partying at the show. And we're like, oh, we got to go back to the hotel. This guy just wanted to hang out. I'm like, oh yeah, come with us. I barely remember it. So he like comes in the van and we're driving to the hotel. He's like, I really gotta pee or something, and he like opens the sliding door as we're driving and like starts peeing out of it.
Oh my god.
And
People are
then
crazy.
we got to the lobby and we're just like, I don't want to hang out with this guy. And we kind of just like left him there. Like I don't know where
You're like, he's having himself. I'm sure he got like, he was having himself a night, you know? I've had
he went.
those nights.
Oh
I
my
remember I
god.
boxed him too
Oh my
in the
god.
parking lot. I bring boxing gloves on tour, so
I was like
He,
trying.
like, woke up in a desert.
I know. I was gonna join a boxing gym. Maybe I'll join the Ghost Bath boxing gym because I trained for 40 days straight. I was going to the gym for 2 hours every day because I wanted to be a fighter. Mind you, I am 5'2" and like 100 pounds. So I was like, I was taking tons of creatine. I was like, I'm gonna be a fighter, blah blah blah. I got super jacked. And then I looked up how much a boxing gym costs, and I was just like, no, that's not actually happening. We're not doing that, Jess. But I would
Oh
love
my
Ghost
god, reach out to Damon Feldman and tell him that he needs to give you lessons. Tell me
lessons
you wanna do a celebrity boxing.
only if I get Ghost Bath boxing gloves, and then that'd be sick. Then you can put me in the ring. Then I'll beat somebody's ass and cry after.
Oh my
And then
god, that would be awesome.
they like convince me to bleed. I'll be
your walkout music.
yeah, my walkout music. Everybody would be like, "This is the worst bit," and I'd be like,
Yeah,
"Uh,
right, that would be ratings gold for him. He'd be like, "Oh my god, like, she's so weird, like, look at all
the
these
rating,
people."
the ratings would be high." They'd be like, "This bitch weird." Yeah, this bitch weird and but funny. Um, I want to talk about the art also for the album. I am obsessed with it. Who is the artist behind it for the single and the album cover? Can you tell me?
I feel really bad because I can't remember her name.
It'd be
Not
like,
because not just because I can't remember it. I mean, she's from Latvia, so it's a little
oh,
bit. I don't
got
know
it.
exactly how to pronounce it either. So that's
Yeah, yeah, I
probably,
get it. I am like,
No problem. I totally feel you.
yeah,
I
we
say
are
things wrong all the time.
we are all in there. Also, I pronounce everything incorrectly and I have a Delco accent. So like it is literally like the bane of my existence. We couldn't name my band Mucosal Carnage because my bandmates were like, we refuse to be in a band with a woman who says carnage like with that accent. They're like, say it, say it. They're like, carnage. I'm like, carnage. They're like, absolutely not. So, but
the merch guy for Swallow the Sun on this last tour is from Philly. He had such a thick accent.
he was like, yeah, swallow the sun. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's that.
Okay, I found her name. It's I'll just spell it Ksenija.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
Jesse.
Huge fan, and I've been, like, it was like, it feels so good because he sent me this art, like, so long ago, and now I'm seeing it everywhere, and I'm, like, so excited. I I don't know, it's just, like, I'm overwhelmingly, like, joyful for Ghost Bath right now because I'm just, like, I love when somebody has an idea or you show me something years prior, and now it is, like, pre-order, and I was just like, nobody knows, nobody knows how much work went into this, but I do, and I feel so like, oh, so proud, so like, passionate about it. in general, and just like, all good feelings around. I feel like it's like bursting out of me. But it's also really sad, so it's like this weird, like, duality of, like, it's really sad material, but, like, I'm so fucking, like, elated by this and, like, the all the love and everything that went into it. Speaking of things that went into it, can we talk about the music video? Every For the promo for this, every single I was taking, like, frames from it to, like, make the, like, promos for it. Every frame was beautiful. Like, I had, such a hard time picking. It was like you cutting the fucking rose with the on the silver platter, and it was like almost like biblical, the blood, like, the all over you, and then it was just like these gray hues of you in the cemetery, and, like, there isn't a bad frame in the whole thing, and it blends, like, together so well, like, it starts off with, like, you and you're cutting the rose, and then it just, like, with the music, like, interludes, like, into, like, the music video, it flows with the song, like, whoever directed it, they understood the assignment, like, 'cause it tells the story along with the song, and then it starts, like, with that beautiful, like, riff, and then it ends with, like, also that beautiful riff, like, it's good. So tell me everything about the music video now that I just went on about it myself like a crazy
Yeah,
person.
if there's anything left out of it,
If there's any Easter eggs or anything.
what cemetery?
Um, okay, so the guy who did the music video is Robin. He goes by Bloom,
Okay.
and he plays bass for Unrequited. It's like another black metal
Oh, yeah.
band.
I saw them on tour with you. They're so good.
He lives in Ottawa, so he's not too far from Pittsburgh, and he just drove down to do it. He's never done a music video before, and but he's done like pictures and like little short videos. So I knew he like had a good vision and like an eye for that kind of thing. So I was like, let's do one. So he drove down and he came up with like basically every idea. Like he had like the whole storyboard written, all the shots, and then I would just come in with like, oh, like let's do a shot like this, just like little moments that I would come up with. But we built the whole set in my garage, like from PVC pipe and like plastic. And we
That's
like built the altar
crazy.
and like all the flowers and stuff. That took like a whole day, and then like we hung a light over top and behind it, and I don't know, it's just like basically from the ground up for those shots. And the cemetery is the Allegheny Cemetery here in Pittsburgh, and it's huge. Like it was the first time I've been there, and it was just like gigantic with like statues and mausoleums and stuff like that.
That's
So I
so
knew it'd be a cool location too.
one of
Um,
the things I really like about you is that, like, I feel like you as an artist, like, who sees, like, you are an artist and you also appreciate art. So I've noticed, always take chances on people, even if you would rather go with somebody that you can see their artistic vision and recognize them as an artist than just like the biggest person, like the commercial, whatever. And I've noticed that consistently with you, with the artists you pick for your album arts, with the people who do your music video. You like can see like the art in people. Um, and you always will go with somebody that you can tell that they are artistically driven in, rather than just picking like a mass monopoly of like somebody who like a some almost like a team that just cranks things out. And
That's
like
crazy that that was that guy's first video.
I know, that's why I was like, when you said that, I was like, that is the most Dennis thing ever, is because you always take chances on people. Because you always take chances on people that you can see like the artistic nature, or you see potential 100%. Like, you as an artist sees the art in people. And I think that's like one of the most admirable qualities that you have as a person. And I also think that's part of the reason you are so successful at what you do, is because you do see that. You always take chances on people when you're like, I see that in them. So I can't believe that. Hearing that that's that guy's first music video, I'm like mind blown. Somebody clip this, me raving about that music video and send it to him because like
Yeah,
that
and if
is
anyone else wants a video, he wants to do more. So
I want him to do my music video now. Like that's crazy. Like
Yeah, he needs to definitely get Jesse his information so we can like put it out because
that's
that's
insane.
sick.
Insane to me. Um, I loved the music video, the visuals in it. Like I said, every single frame is perfect. And I am a huge fan of it.
I
Um,
want to know all about the tour. Jesse said that this has been a really long tour. Like you guys,
they have just been on tour. It's like been tour after tour after tour. They did North America. Then you guys went to Europe, I think, right after with Cloak. You it was a Cloak you oughta. Was it Hard Card for the Sky too, or
no,
no?
it's just Wada, us, and Chloe.
Yeah, and then you guys, will you come back to North America and do something with Hard Card for the Sky and the current run you guys have done? And then what are you guys going to South America?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been an absolute intense year and nonstop touring because I am constantly checking Ghost Pass tour schedules because like I said, I'm a huge fan of Dennis personally and Ghost Pass as a whole. So I'm always like, oh, tour announcement. I'm just like, these dates, these places like absolutely fucking international.
were there
And
any just like really cool spots that you have never been to that you got to go to during the last like 3-in-1 run?
mhm,
Um, just like festivals we haven't played, like all the places in Europe we've played before because we've been there like 4 times now.
mhm.
We've had one of the longest tours like Avocado's ever booked. It was like 50, 60 days or something stupid like that, like back in
That's
2017. So I've
great.
been like 30 something countries in Europe now. This year I'll be going to a ton of places we haven't been. I haven't been to South America, Mexico, Slovenia will be a new
I
one.
hear the fans in South America are like so dedicated, like it's insane. So I always hear like really good things from people about going to South America. They're like, it's fucking awesome. They're like, they party down there and the fans are like
Yeah.
super dedicated. And I was like, so that's what everybody tells me. I have had some of well, I was gonna say you guys have been touring with like Uada and Cloca so much. Are you guys like tight as hell now? Because you guys have been living on the fucking road together, I feel like for like
Yeah, we've done
lots of runs.
a lot of runs with them. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we're all friends with them.
that's
I
awesome.
don't
I
know.
love
They live really far from all of us, so I mean, it's not
that.
like we hang out all the time or anything, but like if we come through town, like on this last tour, Wada came out to hang out. Jake and Rob did, and then when we were in Atlanta, Billy from Cloak came to hang out.
That's
When Wada was on the Devastation tour coming through Pennsylvania, I went out and hung out with them. So yeah,
that's sick. I love tour family and stuff like that. Even like with my band, like the people we play with all the time, I'm like, yeah, I'm your biggest fan. The homies.
but I think we're like done touring with them, not because we don't
Yeah,
like them. It's just like you don't want to tour with the same band like over and over.
over and over and over again. Yeah, I
Who
get it.
would you like to tour with coming up?
Who would I like to tour with? I
Yeah.
mean, probably more DSBM bands would be cool,
That would be really sick.
but they don't really tour a lot, and it's hard to make that happen. I mean, I was trying to get like some European, like depressive or black gaze bands here, but none of them could really do it.
Is it Visa related? Probably Visa related.
Just a lot of it, yeah, like expenses, visa,
Yeah.
time frame. They're already on different tours, stuff like that. Some bands like Elenda, I would really like to tour with them.
There's some like tours that like I feel like you would do better on than the bands that are on. Like it was like Like Deaf Heaven has a huge release coming out right now, and I was really excited to see who the opener was, and I was highly, highly confused when Gate Creeper was opening for Deaf Heaven. I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?" I was like, because that new album's giving Hatebreed, and the and the new Death Heaven's like it's like better than
Jesse's
Sunbathers.
in the comments saying it should have been Ghostman.
Yeah, I'm like dead ass. It should have been get like somebody like you. Like seriously, I was like,
I think their manager hates us, so it probably won't happen.
okay, well, I
We're controversial. A lot of people hate us, so
no,
there's some things that just can't happen.
that just can't happen. I was like, well, the Gate Creeper thing shouldn't have happened. Also, it's a dream to to interview Death Heaven also because I could go on about that, but I was just really like, are you
You know
sure?
what? You're winning if you're doing something that you love and you don't
Yeah,
give a shit what anybody thinks. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Also, like the success, like well deserved. That's like one of the top things people have told me too. I was just like, I'm having Dennis on, and they're like, uh, Ghostbusters deserves every crumb. Truly, people have put who have put the work in, and I was like, yes, thank you, praise be, praise be. Um, can we be expecting more music videos released with this album?
Yeah, there's one more coming out pretty soon.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we'll announce it, like, I don't know. I haven't got, like, the schedule for, like, promoting it, but yeah,
Mhm.
it'll be out soon. It'll be before the record drops, so.
Yay!
So
Oh,
I have a question. Since you've been to so many different countries and different places and just done a lot of traveling, is there anything that you collect or like a souvenir sort of thing to kind of like show the different places you've been?
Physically, no. I mean, I like to take pictures, so that's probably the only thing I bring back with me, like photos of
What was the
what I'm
coolest
drinking.
sight that you got to see, like, out of your travels?
As far as being on tour and not just traveling for myself, I would say probably the Transylvanian show we played. It was like in a fortress.
Greg.
Like
That's
super cool.
so
So like the green room was like in like a corridor of like fortress. I don't know. It was interesting.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
literally the fucking vibe. That's really cool. That's a monumental moment. Like, I would put that down. That's cool.
Yeah, and
Right.
at that show, Niche from Alcest was like drumming for a different band, so I got to meet him. And we are like hanging out. He was asking me, he's like, "So, what do you think of Nuclear Blast? Should we sign with them?" I was like, "Yeah, do it." And now they're on it.
Now they're on I was literally
Yeah.
gonna say now they're on it because, they just played Philly and it was just unfortunately, it was I had a lot going on, I couldn't go, and it was like the day it was happening, it was like, "Oh, I wanted" I was like, "I wanna be there." But they're amazing.
Isn't the house, the Silence of the Lambs house out, like, Buffalo Bill? Isn't that out in Pittsburgh?
I have no idea. It
I was
could
like,
be.
it
There's
could
a
be.
lot of like movie stuff here and like zombie movie
I
locations
think
and
they
stuff like that.
redid the house and they like, I was talking to the guy at one of the hard cons. I'm pretty sure he said Pittsburgh. You can actually,
Okay.
like, go in the, like, well, and, like, they do, like, all sorts of stuff there. I said to him, I was like, "Dude, how cool would that be to do a music video?" He's like, "Hey, if a band wanted to do that, but
I
you
just
should
had
look
like
into
the
that.
when
That
you
would be awesome."
I was just like having the worst vision of being like, what would I do in the Silence of the Lambs house? And I was just like envisioned a bunch of people like to EDM music and like be like, it puts the lotion on its skin and you're down
Dude,
in the
they
hole.
sell the lotion. They sell Buffalo Bill lotion because I bought some because it smelled, like, amazing.
Crazy.
I was like,
Oh,
"Dude, I would be rubbing this on my skin every night if."
oh my god.
I'll have to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, that would
um,
definitely be an experience.
I looked at a house with a Pittsburgh toilet. That's like my that's like a famous thing, the Pittsburgh toilet.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yep.
it's just like a shitter
What's a
in the
Pittsburgh
middle.
toilet?
It's a shitter in the middle of the basement, Like usually because like they would this is what I've been told is that you would come home really dirty from like the what was it?
The
The
steel mills or whatever.
steel mill and that you couldn't take a shit in the regular bathroom. So they would be like get down in the fucking basement and take a shit. So it's like a random toilet in the middle of the basement and it's just like there's no like bathroom. It's just like in there. But every now and then I'm from Philadelphia. We're, sister cities, whatever. So every now and then you'll like go to a house and they're like Pittsburgh toilet. And I went to one when I was like house shopping recently for a rental and it had a Pittsburgh toilet and I was like mad hype about it. I didn't get that one. I got one with not a Pittsburgh toilet, but I was like,
Wait, did you get a picture of it for your next album or something? Because I feel like that's something you
no,
should.
I was really excited about having the Pittsburgh toilet because they told me it was working plumbing, and I was like, "I'm gonna be shit." And this is probably like the worst thing to say on a podcast. I was like, "I'm gonna be using that Pittsburgh toilet, dude. Like, absolutely creepy toilet in the basement just for me." I was like, "Absolutely," but that's my big Pittsburgh. Like that's what I think of. And then I think of the steak that's just like completely raw in the middle that is like absolutely charred on the outside. But I do not believe anyone actually eats a Pittsburgh steak. I think that is a lie. I do not
I don't
think.
even know what that is.
I see. That's how you know it's not an actual thing. And I've been
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's not. That's like when people are like, that's a Philly thing, and I'm like, that ain't a Philly thing. Like all kinds of shit. People are like, people do that in Philadelphia. I'm like, they do not do that. We do not say John either. Like I haven't heard anyone say that and like
Really? That
Yeah,
rich
I
guy
haven't
was
heard
saying that.
anybody say that in a really long time. I always see that meme, like,
yeah.
I think he
I'm
was doing
Philly
it in
girl
like a
'cause
meme.
I say John, like, nobody says that.
I was like, nobody said that in like so fucking long that I was like, God, I haven't heard that. The only time I see it is that there's this lawyer called John Morgan, and he put it JAWN, and everybody was like, that was the corniest thing I've ever seen on a fucking billboard. But yeah, nobody actually really says that. It's been dead for so long. I think that like, yeah, I'm trying to think of like nobody goes to Pastor Gino's either, really.
I've heard that.
Yeah, nobody actually goes there. There's like all kinds of Philly shit that people don't actually do. I was like,
I always love gym steaks, to tell you the truth. They
I
always had a solid steak.
I feel like I just end up going to like I don't know, just like really random places and getting cheesesteaks. I don't eat that much cheesesteaks either. I go like and eat like random fucking shit.
Now
I
I'm
if
curious about a Pittsburgh steak.
This is alleged. This is my alleged of what I've been heard by like the colon. You know, those guys are like, I'm really into food, and you're like, please God, don't don't do this at me right now.
I'm
Like,
gonna
yeah,
do research after we get off. Like, dude, it's
no,
probably got like a certain like chili or like
no,
some
no.
kind of
What
like
it allegedly is that they would cook the steak on, like, the steel whatever that hot shit they had going on, they would put the steak on it, so it would be completely charred on the outside, but, like, completely pink in the middle, and I had somebody cook one time, and somebody was like, "Nobody actually does that," and they're like, "You don't know about culinary, you don't know what a Pittsburgh steak is," and I was just like, "Nobody eats that." I'm like, you're trying to deep cut right now." That's just like when
I think
somebody
we need
pulls
to go to Pittsburgh and like
I've been to
do
Pittsburgh
some
once.
exploring.
It's like 6 hours through Pennsylvania. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
drive sucks.
that
You're on
drive
the turnpike. If you
yeah.
go that way and it's expensive, it's like $45 one way
It's
just to go.
expensive, and then your ears pop because you're
You're
going
in the
through the
mountains, yeah.
mountains, and it's just like, I'm about to lose it. It's not fun. It is not a fun drive to Pittsburgh. I did it one time. So, I feel bad. I'm like, "Come to Philadelphia, come to Philadelphia." You're probably like, "Bitch, I am not coming to Philadelphia. That drive fucking sucks." It
Yeah.
does. It
Well,
does.
usually on the tour, we're coming from like north or south, so we don't have to make that
Okay,
haul.
yeah. That
But
is much better. Like the drive from Philadelphia to New York or like down like Jersey or something is like
Can't we take a train or like
No,
Wings
Dude, I feel like we can make a whole trip out of this, Jesse.
I took the train. First of all, I took the train to
I
California,
know it's a
and it was one of
nightmare.
my worst experiences in life.
to California. Holy shit.
Yeah.
People like us cannot go on a train because every every person on that train is either gonna be looking at us like, "Who
No,
are they?" Or like, "Yeah, no
I can
way."
tell you what it's like. I did it. It was 3 days of hell. Um, my ex was like, "We're gonna have a very romantic." One of my longtime ex from, like, years ago was like, "We're gonna have a really romantic time. We're gonna take the train across the country." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good time." I'll tell you what it was. He was afraid of flying and wouldn't admit it. He wouldn't admit it. So I'm trapped in a moving can for 3 days, no skincare. It smells like shit. I didn't realize that it wasn't gonna be scenic. It was going to be filled with Mennonites because they can't travel, like, with things that fly. So it was just, like, filled with Mennonites and Amish people. And, I was just like, "Wow, this is like a real culture shock." So I couldn't talk to anybody, really. And I'm like, "I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm stuck in this, like, little seat with this guy for, like, 3 days going across the country." And then I
Did you
get
have, like, your own, like, box car, like, in Sex and
Yeah,
the
but then
City,
it's
or, like
Yes, I had a little twin bed. They set you up in this, like, little twin bed to, share with 2 people and lose your mind in. And then the other thing I keep dropping my phone. It's
oh, that
expensive.
sounds so
It's
terrible.
fly, just fucking fly. And then I get to California, and no offense to anyone in California, I was like, "This kinda sucks." You know? I was like, "This is not as good as I thought it was gonna be." I was like, "It's really expensive." I was like, "Fuck."
I feel
I
like you didn't go with the right people. I feel like if
I
we went to
feel
California, we'd have a blast.
I probably not. I also went to the Bay Area, and I feel like that wasn't for me. I was like, it was real techy and, like, I like the nature of it, but I was like, I don't know about this, man." But yeah, ex that was like, I'm not taking another long distance train ride. Like, so help me God. So help me God. In my Ghost Bath boxing gloves.
So you're
Take
like a professional traveler at this point, Dennis. So is
Yeah.
there anything that you have to have when you're on the road?
Um, I'd say socks. Most important that you don't think about,
Yeah.
especially touring.
That
So
is
I just bring like a
really
ton of socks.
That is so true. My friends are like, "I keep socks in my car, dude. Never know when you're gonna need socks." I'm like, "That is the realest fucking shit, dude."
Mhm.
So
What
I'm
feet?
seeing a lot of bands that are going for their first time over to like the UK and to some of the different countries. And I see all their like posts about like the crazy things that happen, like with even like the having to convert everything over to a different power type and everything. Like, is it how what's like the difference between US and playing over in the UK or that general area?
Okay, well, first of all, you have to separate like the UK from mainland Europe because
Mhm.
they're way different. Like the
Okay,
UK is the most like the US, I would say.
okay.
So least of a culture shock, even though they obviously have their own culture and stuff.
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, the plugs are different, the money's different. But as far as like the shows, the people that show up, the way the promoters take care of everything's really similar to the US. But if you go down to like mainland Europe, like Germany, France, Austria, anywhere down there, it's completely different. You're like treated like it's your job and it's like very professional and like they have like staff for everything. You get
Mhm.
like appetizers when you show up. Like we would like wake up on the bus, walk into the venue, we'd have coffee, fruit, meat
Wow.
and cheese trays, uh, vegetables, everything. That was just like the appetizer. Then you would sound check, and then you would get like a full cooked like hot meal. And then after the show, they even like gave us like sandwiches to bring on the bus, like for later that night and stuff. Have, like, snacks. You would get your own green room, like your own showers, your own towels. They just like take care of you way more. It's like totally different. Like you feel
That's
like you're
fucking
like working. like your professional. But the UK is more like the US, where they're just like, all right, here's your buyout. Here's like $20 or whatever. And you're
Yeah.
on your own, basically.
You're good. That kinda, like, reminds me, we had, Burial with Jesse on, um, and he was like, they treat, like, he's like, in Europe, they definitely treat it more like like, they have more respect for you, like, as an artist and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I was like, "That's really interesting," like, the difference between there and here, because here it's just like, "Here's your drink tickets." Like,
Yep.
so that's really interesting, like, the cultural shift.
Yeah. So when bands from Europe come here, it's really funny, especially if it's
Oh, no,
Scott.
I didn't even think of that. They're
Yeah.
probably like, "What the fuck?"
We all just like laugh and stuff, but I'm just like, yeah, that must really suck. Like your whole life, you're like taken care of like that, and then you come tour here, and you're like, what is this?
You're like, "What even is this?" Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah, they're
crazy.
probably not quick to wanna tour over here.
Yeah, I think it's growing on him. Like Harakiri was like always complaining about random stuff, but they came back, and I know they have a good time. Just,
Yeah.
you have to like if you know what to expect, I think it's all right.
You
Just
just gotta
don't be
rough it out a
shocking.
little bit.
Yeah.
Wow, I
Now,
didn't even
like, when you guys tour, like, do you guys have, like, a actual tour bus that you guys, like, sleep in, or do you guys do, like, the hotel thing?
It
Like
depends on the tour. So the last time we were in Europe, we had a bus with all three bands, like 16 bunks. Like it was a double decker, so the whole top was like the bunks, and the bottom was the hangout area.
is that just
It was
wild every night?
yeah. It was pretty crazy every night because we didn't have to worry about drive. You don't have to worry about anything, driving, like where you're going, anything. You just play the show, eat food, drink, party. So yeah, it
I
got
feel like
really
I'm
wild.
such a light sleeper. I would have to drink heavy in order to be able to sleep with all those people, like, sleeping around me.
No, because then
Yeah,
you fall off the amp.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you had like a little like curtain for like your own bunk, and you had your own little light and charger in there and stuff. It was all right. It was a little stuffy, but I liked it. I like the like
After the
the
amp
no
situation, do they
responsibility
at
part of
least
it.
give you the bottom bunk?
So we just let Wada pick first because it was like their tour, and then we're like
Oh, okay.
pick bunks after that. So I just yeah, I just picked one. I was on the top. It's fine.
You're like, "I'm good."
Like in the US, we just like own our own van and get hotels every night. It's actually pretty nice. It's like the buses don't really have showers either, so they have to like go find a truck stop or I don't know where they shower at.
Planet
But
Fitness or whatever.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
nice to have like a actual bed and showers every night, and it's way cheaper. Paying like
Now, how many
20,
nights have you
30,000 cheaper. Huh?
how many nights have you gone, like, in a row back to back with shows?
Um, I don't know. I don't know, like this last tour, we had 24 days and 23 shows, so 1 day off. Um,
Oh, wow.
I think it would be that European tour back in 2017, but that was so long ago, I cannot remember, like, how many shows we had in a row. It was definitely like 30, 40 shows, something like
That's wild.
that.
Is
I
it
like
hard to
having
get
shows
back
every day. I
into
hate days off.
is it hard to get back into, like, the, like, regular life when you're, like,
I can only
touring?
imagine it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I always get, like, depressed as fuck when I get back. This is, like, such a change, like, it's just, like, every night you're, like, on stage, you have the adrenaline of that, you're, I don't know, talking to fans, signing autographs, taking pictures, drinking, partying with a bunch of people, and then you get home, and then, like, silence. It's just, like
I
You're
can't
like,
even
"I know, I feel like they're
imagine.
creeping back in." That'd be me.
like, post-tour depression everyone talks about. I think everyone gets it to some extent, just, like, the
Yeah.
change or, like, it being over or whatever. I think I get it pretty bad.
I got messed up from daylight savings, the change. I mean, I couldn't even imagine being, like, in all different time zones and, like, having to adjust like you did. Wow.
That's a
Mhm.
lot. I get, like, post, like, festival
Those
blues. Yeah, I get post, yeah, festival blues, like, when I go to Maryland Death Fest and stuff like that, like, when I come back, I'm just like, "Damn, it's over." Sometimes I'm a little happy it's over because 'cause y'all were getting, like, feral. You were like it was getting, like, ooga booga hours.
Mhm.
But, like, some of you, like, the party needed to end, but I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that was really fun. Now I'm a little sad to be home." So but, I was gonna say, with Rose Thorn Necklace about to release, what do you hope for longtime fans and new listeners to take away from the album? And me, longtime fan, you know?
um, obviously to enjoy it. I think every album I try to surprise people in a good way.
Mhm.
Um, I think people don't really know what they want, and if they tell you exactly what they want, they don't actually want that. Like you want to show them something that they didn't know they wanted. So that's kind of
Yeah.
I want
I was like, I think I was like I surprised at how pretty it was. Not in a, like, bad or good way, but I was just like, I think that because I've beaten all the songs to death, always, like, every album I've listened to a million times, and then I turned the new single on when it came out, and I was just like, "Wow." I didn't think that I could be, um, surprised, like, continuously by the music because I've listened to so much of it, and then I was just like, "Oh, wow. Like, this is beautiful." And I've listened to so much of your music that I was surprised that it still gave me that feeling of like you said, like surprised or like, I don't know, I was like taken aback by how pretty it was. And I like the first time that I had listened to Ghost Path, where I was like, wow, these melodies are like fucking beautiful. And like I felt that over again with the new single is like that was my personal experience with it. So I think a lot of people are gonna same feel the same way that I did when I listened to it. But,
What
I
do
want
you hope that fans feel with the May 9th release?
just anything.
yeah,
Anything's better than nothing. So as long as they feel something, and if they feel something strongly about it, that's all.
um,
Get those
um,
big cry pits started.
I'm
Yeah.
already crying, you know? I'm
I
already
feel like I would just be standing there just in amazement if I just saw a bunch of people standing in a pit crying. Like, I need to kind of see this in person.
I have, like my feelings on seeing Ghost Bath is, um, it's so, like, emotional for me because I
I see how
literally
excited you.
I it is, like, so emotional for me because I have cried to these songs so much, but then I'm, like, weirded out at how happy I am to be seeing them live. So it's just, like, these songs that I've, like, sobbed to, but then I'm, like, elated to be seeing them live is also, like there's, like, this weird, like, "Ah, I cried to this song. I'm so excited to see it." Um, and then, um and then I'm always obviously excited to see you. So that's and so like it's like double win. It's like personal win and then also like emotional win, like musical win at the same time. And you always kill it. So if you have the opportunity, I'm telling you to go see Ghost Bath, go do it. They are phenomenal live. Every single member puts their whole OC into it. I swear to God. I swear on God. It is worth it. So definitely if even if you gotta travel, it will be worth it. One of the questions I have is you give some of the best advice out of any of my friends. Or is there any advice you have for anyone who's trying to start a band out there?
Trying to start a band.
Mhm.
I mean, I have a ton of advice, so I don't know which one to pick. Probably don't worry about your equipment. Everyone gets so stuck on what guitar do you have, what amp
Mhm.
do you have, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I started this with guitar that costs $100 and like a demo version of FL Studio. So I had nothing.
I
Uh,
respect that so much.
yeah, you can make anything sound good. So
Mhm.
it's not really about the equipment. So that's one piece of advice.
That's
Also,
really
like, don't be afraid to like sound different or have people like laugh at what you're doing.
cool.
That's actually probably a good sign. Like, obviously not always. It was like really terrible, but I mean, like, if you get like any kind of strong reaction like that, you're probably along the right track. And like, don't
Yeah.
let it discourage you.
Yeah,
What's
I
the best
definitely
advice you've got?
What
What's the best advice that you've gotten?
that I've gotten?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't really talk to anyone. Um,
you give me the best advice. Like, I'll be like, "I don't know how I feel about my demo." You'll be like, "Then re-record it." And I'm like, "What?" And you're like, "Then if you don't know how you feel about it, you re-record it until you feel good about it." And I was like, "Oh." And you're like, "Yeah." You're like, "As many times as it takes." And I was like, you were like, "That's how you do it." And I was like, "That is a really good." I'm like writing it down. I'm like, "As many times as it takes until you're like, yeah, that's good." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Bah." I'm writing it down.
That is
With
really important because if somebody doesn't have confidence in what they're putting out,
Yeah.
it comes across.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm always just "Hmm." Like, yes. I'm like, I always internalize the things that you say. I'm always like, double circle that, underline it. I'm like, take it my little number 2 pencil. I'm in here like, I'm like, "The man's cooking." He knows what he's talking about. I take put in my pocket, saver for later. My final question is, what have you been listening to? Like, what is in your current rotation?
right now I made a gigantic depressive black metal playlist.
Hell yeah.
It is a public one, if I can send it to you, but it's just
Yeah.
like a ton of artists, smaller, bigger artists, stuff like that. Specific bands. The new Karg, I really like that band a lot.
Yeah.
It's the vocalist and drummer from Harakiri for the Sky.
Hell yeah.
I like them more than Harakiri, like their music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so I've been listening to them a ton.
I
Do you
love
ever look at what playlists Ghost Bath is in?
Uh, sometimes I don't know. Yeah, I mean I've seen some. They're just like mostly like depressive black metal type playlists.
Yeah.
I don't know how to check like all of them, but there's a ton of them. So
There
Yeah,
is a
I
ton and I personally know I have ghost paths in multiple. I'm like, "Don't Dennis, don't look," because I know I have one title like "My Funeral Luncheon," like, and then the bio is like, "Just in case I die," and it's just
see,
like,
I'm so bad with that. Like I have playlist 1, playlist 2.
no. I
You
was
need
like,
to get
"Dennis,
more
don't look,"
creative.
but yeah,
yeah, I name all mine. So I
mhm.
have like driving music for like when I'm touring.
I have, like, the pick.
Stuff
I spend too long on them for nobody who's seen them besides me. It's like, I got the right picture uploaded. I got one
Mhm.
called Bald Man Metal, and it's nothing but, like, Converge, and, like, it's, like, Converge and all these, like, I think there's some, what is it? Uh, there's some stuff off of, Colors 2, like, and Colors 1, like, Between the Buried and Me. It's all the, like all the bald man metal, and then the actual picture of it is like a ceiling light reflecting on top of like reflecting off of a bald man. It's
Wait,
like,
you have customized pictures for each album?
oh yeah, like
Oh, I need to get up on my game then.
I'm picking the photos for I was like bald man metal. It's got Meshuggah on it. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god, you're one of those people that the bands talk about, like, "Yeah, this
yeah,
is the sound."
they're on bald man. They're on bald. Dennis is on my funeral luncheon just in case I croak. Like, It's literally a bunch of stuff off of like Funeral, and it's just like oh man. I think you're on my like to cry playlist. I knew I had a bad year one time because I think Convince Me to Bleed was my most listened to song, and then my Spotify rewind like came on with all the effects, and it was like, and your most listened to song, and it zooms in, and it was like Convince Me to Bleed. I was like, oh damn. And it's just like whoosh, and then it's like all colorful, like party poppers, and I was like,
Mhm.
damn, that is really. I was like, I had a rough one, but yeah, Spotify rewind be like that. I got yeah, bald band metal, My Funeral Luncheon. Dennis is on a second one, Ghostbusters on the second one called Sweet Summer Rock. It was really depressed in the summer. And it's just like a bunch of stuff like that.
Okay, then
Um
I need to really get on the ball with my playlist. And also, Dennis, are you still up once we get our shit together and like get it rolling? Are you still up for doing the trivia at some point?
Yeah.
I want to do trivia. But
So do I. I
you know what
want
we
to
could
have
do?
like
Can we
a
do
bunch of fun guests on. I'll sit there and do like the most random, like
can I start beef? Can I have like can we have you and another nuclear blast band? Because I know I can get relapse bands. And then we can do like nuclear blast versus relapse trivia. That would be
Yeah.
so funny. Because I know I can get like two relapse bands on. We could do like nuclear blast versus relapse trivia, and then like winner would be like a $25 Wawa gift card you can only use in Pennsylvania.
We
We
don't
could
even
make it,
have Wawa here.
I know we could make it sheets. You guys have sheets, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we could make it sheets. And then everybody around here is like, "What? I got to drive 40 minutes to use this," and I'd be like, "Yeah."
Well, I could use it on tour.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That would be so funny. But yeah,
I'm
that
down with that. Let's do it.
we'll do it. It'll be like really stupid general trivia and then like some metal questions in there. That would be so funny. I'll have to see. I will definitely text some of my friends tonight and be
I
like,
know I'm always sitting in the car and like it'll tell me like who's on like playing on the radio. And I'll
yeah.
be sitting there and I'm like, dude, I know all the words of the song and I've never heard of this band in my life. So yeah, like we got to get a couple of those in, just like ones that we all know, but like nobody knows who sang it.
I can definitely see like Outer Heaven or like Horrendous being like, that would be Sabrina Carpenter. Like that would be
Oh,
so
I would suck at those kind
I know. I know. Like just like stupid shit. That'd be so funny.
I
But
do
like
like 90s or something.
90s, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
do like different categories.
especially. Yeah.
We'll do it'll be really that'll be really stupid and fun. Definitely talk to your friends on nuclear blast. I will talk to my friends on relapse because I was like, oh, that'd be so easy. I could definitely lock that down. But
That'd be one. That'd be so fun.
that would be so fun. That would be so fun. Nice and easy. But I love talking to you. I'm so happy. Come to Philly, hang out, we'll get noodles or something, hang out and smoke cigarettes. My favorite hobbies. But all my
Noodles and cigarettes.
noodles and cigarettes. Yeah. And hang out and cry in the pit. And I'll wear custom ghost bath boxing gloves and piss
I
out.
can't even wait to hear the new music because
So
last
good.
time you were on, you were like, you were still kind of working on it and like you seem like not sure. This time, like you've got a confidence about you. So like I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like discussing stuff till it's done.
I get
'Cause I didn't
it.
know what direction it would be.
I'm just like I felt like I don't know, just seeing it. You sending me that album art like 2 years ago and then seeing it everywhere, like, and it feels really stupid because I have no involvement in this project, but I feel like a weird sense of like, I guess like proud of
You need
you.
to run their fan page.
I do. Well, here's the thing, when I care about somebody's music, when I care about like, that's one thing, like, I could go on about certain bands forever. But then when I also invalidated that the person who behind the band is somebody as good of a person as Dennis. Like, Dennis is a kind and genuine and artistically talented person, and, like, it adds so much weight to it for me where, like, I just really am emotionally invested in Ghost Path. Like, as somebody who
You're a ghosty.
the music and admires the person, like, as an artist behind it, like, it's just, like, I don't know, it's like, I have a lot of, like, emotional stake in a project that I'm not involved in, but because I admire it so much, but, um, I don't know,
You
I'm
should
just, like,
definitely run the fan page.
I know,
You can
I
read the ghosties.
got corny as hell, I'm so corny, whatever, it's okay, whatever, ignore me. But,
You
so
help with our TikTok,
yeah, I can't help with the TikTok. I
like
actually
make videos or something.
yeah,
I don't want to talk to
Yes,
like my phone. You know what I mean?
yes, get Jesse doing
yeah,
TikTok.
yes, I will fucking do it. I just, like
Look, that's the motivation you needed.
I know. I'm just, like, I don't know, really I don't know, I'm really lucky that how I feel. I'm really lucky that the band that I like, the person behind it is as genuine and emotionally, like, like, it's such a good person behind the band because this doesn't always happen. So I have, like, a lot of emotional investment in Ghost Path. And also, like, I just wanna say this because 'cause I've said this to you personally. Um, I You were my first interview, and I don't think I was completely transparent about that. My first interview
Yeah, I
ever.
didn't. Wait, I was. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you were my first interview, and I wasn't transparent about that because I was so nervous. So, the first time I interviewed you, it was my first interview ever, and I was in a
That
really
was
bad
the
situation.
longest intro ever.
It was the longest intro ever. I didn't know what I was doing. I was shitting myself. I had a panic attack prior. Um, and I was in a really bad living situation. I didn't have a bed. I was sleeping on a bunch of blankets. I was like this close to homelessness, like truly this close. And what I said earlier about you seeing the art in people and taking a chance on them is because I don't think that I would have the I I'm interviewing people once or twice a week at this point. I'm singing in a band, I'm doing vocals. I do think that you like seeing the art in me the way that you saw the art in the dude who's shot your music video. Like, I feel like you have an art as an artist are able to see the potential in other people and almost wake it up. And I feel like you did that for me as a person. Like, I feel like you saw the potential in me and it woke me up to my
I
full.
agree. You were after that interview, she was like, "I got this."
Yeah, like, I feel like you woke the potential in me up, and I think that's another reason that I ride so hard for Ghost Bath is because I felt like you saw me at a time you saw, like, the art in me and what I could be at a time that I didn't, and through that, I was able to grow so much. So, with this interview, the last 2 days, I've been reflecting so much on, like, my personal growth, and then thinking how much you taking a single chance on me changed my life, and, like, that in itself, like, aside from being a fan, that in itself changed my life, and so I do feel like, I have a lot of gratefulness to you, Dennis, as a person, and not just like, I have it, like, for the band for helping me, the music helping me, but then I also have this, like, added layer that is, like, to you personally as an artist for seeing you see other art. Like, you're able to, like, see other people's potential, and I think that is like a superpower. Like that's how I feel about you. You're able to see other people as the for their potential, and that's why your music video turned out so good. That's why like I feel like you excel so much just because like you're really good at that. So I that's me. You can cut me off. I'm done. I'm done. I cut me off. I'm done. This is, we can cut that out. But
So, do you have any local shows before you head back out, like to South
South America.
America?
We don't really have like a local area because we live all over the place. So
Mhm.
not really like when we play shows, it's basically has to be a tour or like a festival because we're all like flying from different
Yeah.
areas of the country. Like now our newest drummer who's with us, who I hope sticks with us, is in New Mexico. So he's all the way that down there. I'm in Pittsburgh. The rest of the guys are in Minneapolis. So there's no like local show. I don't even know like we don't really have like a
Oh.
hometown.
Yeah.
'Cause when I started it, I was in North Dakota, and yeah, never played, like, local shows there either, really, so with this band anyway.
What city like really fucking rides for you? Like you see everybody come out.
As far as the US and Canada, I would say, because we always let me think, Chicago's always good,
Mhm.
New York's always good, LA's always good, but maybe that's just because I don't know, they're such big
Metal
cities, so there's, like,
scenes.
a ton of people there. Montreal's always good. Um, where else did really well?
Michigan's got a big metal scene.
Yeah, it's always decent there. It's never like a bad show. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's easier to pick out like the bad spots for us because uh when the shows are really shit, it kind of sticks out. Like upstate New York, we never do good there. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Or like some places in the South, usually, like Houston is never really that good. This time around, it was better than usual. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the South doesn't really vibe with our music as much in general. Like the
Mhm.
type of music they're more
The
like.
yeah, DSBM or
Yeah,
like Black Gaze kind of vibe. I feel like it's like really artistic. Sometimes I feel like those spaces are really like ooga booga. There's a lot of ooga booga. Like Florida with all the like old like the 90s death metal. I feel like there's still a lot of like bands like that come out of there. Like people really ride for the ooga booga down south. And then you have like then you have places like Denver where you just see like I isn't blood incantation from like Denver and stuff like that. Like that
I
kind
think
of
so. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of like vibe coming out there. And they got I'll tell you what, we got Decibel up here, and I'm like, you're telling me they got acid bath? And I'm like, y'all are located here and we didn't get I was like, that's not our pre-show. I'm a little bummed out about that one, but I feel like with Philly, there's so much different stuff going on at once that it kind of divides the community because you have a really, really big like D beat punk like scene here. I know Pittsburgh does too. You guys have Skull Fest, and that's like fucking insane. People go to hat from here and look like they're
I
going.
hate playing in Pittsburgh.
I believe it. Yeah.
Do
They
you
got a
do you prefer to play the festivals or the venues?
I like both for different reasons. I mean, the venues are obviously going to make up like most of your shows. Like a packed venue is like really nice because most people are like more people are there for you. Like a festival, you got 20, 30 bands, so
Mhm.
a lot more people are just kind of like indifferent towards you.
Yeah.
Even though it could still be like a good fun
Oh,
time, unless you're
and
like headlining.
and we didn't bring up merch. We didn't talk about his merch.
Oh, I love the new merch because years ago I was like, "Can you please make a hoodie?" And he was like, "You're like, I don't have a hoodie." And now I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah, he's got a hoodie." And
Mhm.
it's a pullover, my favorite kind.
Yeah, I only wear pullovers, so I was like, I do not want to zip up. We've
Yeah.
done one in the past. I don't know.
We
We
were
missed
talking
out.
about before the show, like how cool your lettering is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did most of the designs on it, other than like the illustrations. I can't really draw. I like commission the drawing and then I'd like put it
I love it. I get silly with the Ghost Bath merch, and then I send it to Dennis, and he's like, "Absolutely not." Like the one time I put like suicidal so what I put soapicidal black metal, and it was like, yeah, and you're like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "But it's funny." Yeah. I was like, "I love the Ghost Bath merch." I always,
together.
I always be wearing mine, so and then I get people that are like all the time are like, "I fucking love that band." I'm like, "It's my friend's band." And they're like, "That's cool. Good for you."
People love phrases on shirts, I figured out.
Yeah, they really do. I love it.
So, like, the one when I put depressive suicidal black metal on, that one's, like, by far the best seller, and then
Yeah.
on this tour, I put "Music to Kill Yourself" to, and it, like,
Mhm.
sold out, like, 3 times.
I
I
love
mean,
it. I love it. I'm like a big fan of it. So, yeah, they do. I love it. I eat it up. I always buy the ones with like my folksy shirt. That's just like sick horror. It's like sick horror freak or some shit on the back of my folksy shirt. And I was just like, they got me. The other thing is camo. If it comes in camo, I'll buy it.
we
I'll
did a maybe I can get one for you because I still need to get one, like a limited it's like a black camo pullover hoodie.
that's sick. Oh
Yeah, our
God, that is
guitarist made
You
them.
made Jesse's whole night.
I know. Ugh,
It
man, I
looks
love the
yeah, it
guitar.
goes pretty hard. It has, like, a noose on the back.
Oh, shit. I love a good noose. I like, at the Ghost Bath memes are always, like, a bunch of nooses, and they're, like, the pit at the Ghost Bath show, and I'm always like, "They cooked." But, uh, I always love seeing, like I don't know. I love your success. I love seeing people that I care about be successful, especially when it's so well deserved, so it's just like I'm elated with the new album release, and I think that everybody like the things that I've heard, 10 out of 10, I can only wait for the reviews to start rolling out and everything like that because like you deserve it, all the success and happiness. And
Did you listen to it yet? What I sing?
I listened to
Oh,
most of it prior and I was like actually one, I felt bad because it answered a lot of my own questions in here. Like it answered a lot of my questions like up here, and I was like, well, I'm gonna ask them anyway because they don't know. The people listening don't know, but I know how good it is. Um, and it exceeded my expectations, like honestly. And how like my actual like review of it is that the entire thing is like a feeling, um, in itself. Like the entire like I don't it doesn't feel like tracks. It feels like the entire album is cohesive in itself. Like it's not
The whole
something I
experience.
yeah, it's been a whole experience or like it feels like story driven, like because you're so good at making those riffs and those songs, like, connect in a way, like, the way you connected the whole album, and then on top of it, the way you put the tracks, the set list or the track list for the album was, like, really felt really, really intentional. Like, everything felt like it had purpose, so it felt like when you're listening to an album, you're not listening some albums just feel track, like 9 tracks.
I love the names too. The names of
This
your songs are, like, so cool. Did you know from the get-go that you were gonna go with the name that you chose, or is that something
you
that kinda
always
came to
know
you
that
after?
Rose Thorn Necklace was gonna be the single. Like, you knew the whole time that this was the single off the album.
no, actually, I switched it, like, 2 weeks before it came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was, like, so fucking confident that,
It's
like
hard. So, like, obviously, like, once that's the single, that's, like, how it went, you can, like, look back, "Oh, yeah, that was obvious," but, like, when you have, like, whatever, 9 songs, well, some are instrumental, so, like, 6 songs to choose from,
Yeah.
it's hard to pick one. You don't know, like, you're gonna choose the wrong one. So,
I
like, I did have a different track that was set, and they even uploaded it to Spotify and everything and, like, ready to go, and I'm like, "We have to switch it." And I, like, made them
Yeah, I'm
switch it.
sure that's tough when you have an album that is like a story like that. You need the
yeah.
perfect, like,
I
title
don't like
for it.
singles. I wanna just, like, put it all out at once, you know?
Yeah. I was, like, very, like I was, like I was, like, in my, like, meditative, like, "Oh, yeah, I was like, "I see the vision," like, Dennis was, like, from the get-go, like, "We're going see." I'm, like, gaslighting myself, like, "Oh, yeah, I'm seeing the big picture right now."
I
So
mean, I
that's
felt
really
very strongly about it, like,
yeah.
right before it came out. I was like, "Okay, no, this has to be it." Because I don't know, I think I had to give myself time away from it. So I
Mm,
just, like, listened to all these tracks, like, hundreds and hundreds of times. So it's just, like, I couldn't, like, objectively pick which one should come out first. And then,
mhm.
like, I had that time, like, away from it. I went on tour in Europe, then I was back, and we were, like, getting everything ready. I'm like, "Oh, no, this has to be the same."
Aw. I love learning new things that I didn't know because I was, like, so set on, like, this idea that I had was just like, "Yeah, yes, feeling he's feeling his oats right now." Like, but that's fucking sick. I'm just so excited for this album to come out. And the variants that you, have for the vinyl are sick, like that, like, electric neon is, like I was like, "Ooh, they cooked. They're cooking with the variants," you know? I was
I
like,
just
"If
call it nuclear blast. I don't know. They're
that's
just
all
like,
they
"Oh,
did."
this is what we're doing." I'm like, "Okay."
You're like, "Looks good." Well,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing. I've ordered many a record from Nuclear Blast band straight through their Bandcamp. But, I'm really excited for that. I definitely wanna get your I need to work on getting your discography on vinyl. Um, now that I'm done playing Pokemon with the Pissgrave records, because that was like my like the thing I was doing for a while was just like trying to find them all in the wild. Like now I have all but the new one, so I'm like ready. Now I need to get all my gifts back so that when I move, I have
And what do you need to do on TikTok? What did Dennis ask you to do on TikTok?
like I need to be promoting that Ghost Bath album
I've been
24/7.
trying
I
to
think
get her
tell
to
her,
get
like,
back on
talk
TikTok for a minute.
to talk to your phone or something
Yeah, I'll be
about
talking.
ghost bath stuff. I don't know, cause like, I just got someone to run the account because I have no idea what I'm
Yeah,
doing. But they
absolutely.
want me to, like, make content. I'm like, "I don't wanna, like, talk to
I can make the content. I know what I'm doing. I know a
She's
thing or
at
2
she's been at
about
a block with her own, so I've been trying to get her to get back on TikTok
I think
because
that, I think that it's not that I have had a block with it, it's just that I didn't want to, um, make the content that I didn't wanna make beauty related content and stuff like that anymore because, my life has shifted in a way to where I'm passionate about more music stuff than like cosmetic things like that.
this is
And
the perfect thing.
yeah, I just like I think that like I don't want to sell things. I want to sell things that I want to be just like be honest about how I feel about things. And not that I wasn't doing that before, but I just like want to um like I'm anti like dick riding at this point. I just want to be like truthful about and support the things that I'm like truly passionate about and stuff like that. So that's how I feel about that. Um like I feel like I want to have a lot of like integrity with the things I make and like that's why like having somebody like you that I like genuinely care about so much as a person as an artist is like so good for me. Like, that's more the stuff that I wanna promote, like, personally. Like, that's my career-wise. But, like, yeah, and then I wanna, like, I don't know, I just wanna talk about music, and I wanna make music with my friends, and, I wanna support the music scene because when you support your music s I this is my number one advice.
You
Um,
should just do, like, videos of you just reviewing their stuff and, like, talking about it because
I
she
could talk
gets
about
so happy and starts gushing.
I can talk about every album in depth, like, honestly, because I've listened to so much Ghost Bath. There's a lot of bands that could do that too, but, like,
She'd
definitely
be
Ghost Bath.
so good with that.
But, I think that, like, direction-wise, like, I don't know. I would love like I said, I would love to, like, write for anybody, um, about music because, like, that's my, like,
Metalverse is looking for someone to write an
right.
article for them.
Yeah. I guess I was, like, so pigeonholed and also in, like, Decibel because, like, that's isn't that every, like, 13-year-old girl's dream is to write for Decibel, especially when they're from Philadelphia, but, you know, um, but we'll
Don't
see.
do
I'm
Decibel.
don't do that's all right. So Nuclear Blast can email me and I can switch sides and then I can be like, when you're in like a town and you're wearing like you're wearing like a fucking like if I was wearing a Devils jersey outside the Flyers, that will be like stadium. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be in the Nuclear Blast hoodie, walking past relapse, and everybody's gonna and I'm gonna be like that will be me. I'll be like, repping the enemy territory. I'll be like, that would be so funny, actually. That'd be so
So we got lots of things to work on before
yeah,
next
we
time
all get
we
to work on.
talk to
Yeah.
Dennis on here.
Thank you so much for coming on, and please come back to Philadelphia. I will, if you come back to Philadelphia, I will take you out for dinner, and we will have a great time. And I will not smoke all your cigarettes this time.
She
So
knows all the spots.
I do know all the spas. So, definitely come back to Philly. Like, I don't know who we have to call to make that happen. But, I
It's
just, like, wanna
complicated.
I know, I'm sure it is. I just wanna thank you for coming on. You're one of my dearest friends, and you've always been there for me. So, I'm just, like, mad lucky to have you in my life, and, like I said, you've done nothing but help me in my personal journey, and giving me the confidence to do the things that I'm able to do now. And I just like have a lot to offer you, and I just want to thank you, like personally as Jesse, and thank you for coming on. And remember, we love Dennis. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so much for taking the time to come on.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yay!
You'll have to
Uh,
make sure that you post up all of his upcoming tour
I
dates and
absolutely
everything.
will, and I've been sharing. If you follow me on Jesse Eternal at Eternal Atrocity, follow me, and I have been updating literally if there is a variant that Ghost Bath has put out, I have fucking put it out. I post all their shit all the time, 24/7. So
I think you would be so good at making content for
I
their TikTok.
yeah,
Yeah, like, I
absolutely.
really like that's awesome.
I would love to do that. So I'm
And
really
oh,
excited.
snap. He came through with, like, "Oh, yeah, we got a ghost bath, like, camo with a noose on the back."
Literally,
Dude,
literally,
I felt your, like, happiness, like,
I know, like elated. So I'm really, really, really
that's like
lucky.
you in a hoodie.
I know, I'm so happy. I just want to thank Dennis again for coming on, and I would also like to thank all our listeners for sticking with us, especially through my 1 hour and 40 some minute interview, just talking about music that I love and I'm so passionate. And I want to thank Allie for making this work today and Dennis for making this work today. Go stream, the new Ghost Bath album. Rose Thorn Necklace is an amazing album. I have listened to it and I'm not giving away spoilers. So fucking listen to it. You're gonna love it. Like,
I'm
comment, and
actually proud of
subscribe.
you that you kept under 2 hours. I thought it was
I
definitely gonna
know,
go
I
over 2 hours.
know. I want to thank all our listeners, and I just want to thank Dennis again for everything. And just comment, subscribe, and we will see you next week. All right, guys.
Yeah, we got lots new coming.
We got a lot coming.
Make sure you subscribe. You don't wanna miss anything.